Carla, and I am going to be doing my demonstration speech on how to put on makeup. So, according to WebMD, makeup has been an integral part of humankind for thousands and thousands of years. From the copper and lead ore that the ancient Egyptians used to use in order to create cosmetics, to now that we have different foundations and different brushes for different usages. There are a plethora of beauty products, obviously, and we use them to make us feel better about ourselves, improve our appearance, and boost our confidence. However, not many of us know how to actually how to put on makeup on. Considering that 70% of women never leave home without makeup, according to LK from the mic, the number of products that have been wasted from not being used correctly is substantial. So today I am going to be showing you how to put on makeup. So first off, I started off with my moisturizer. So we're gonna let the moisturizer sink into our skin in order to like fully have its effect. So I let it sit for like a good 2-5 minutes, and after that, then we go in with our e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. So the primer is pretty self-explanatory. The primer is just so it can get ready just for our skin. Well, like, so we can have a barrier between our skin and the makeup. It just sits in the middle, so just in case, just so we don't get like blemishes, just so we don't break out. So today I'm going for a natural makeup look. So what we are going to be using first, we're going to start off with our foundation and a beauty blender, a brush. Beauty blender or brush works perfectly. I personally like to use both just so I could feel a better coverage. So foundation, the way foundation works, it is just so our skin looks clear, our blemishes don't appear. So putting on foundation, it's pretty easy. Since I'm going for a light everyday look, I decided to put on very little foundation, kind of like make sure it's all spread out evenly. So right here, I'm just making sure it's gonna cover all my areas. So probably the hardest part about finding the perfect foundation, well, the hardest part of makeup would have to be trying to find the perfect foundation match. And according to Colleen Hobson and her articles that she has written in her own website, there are 3 tips that she gives us on how to find our perfect foundation match. So number 1 is know your skin type. So my skin type, it's mostly a very dry, it's dry skin. And because it's dry, I prefer to use mostly liquid foundation, as you can see right here, just so my skin doesn't feel dry. And other people have dry skin, and since they have dry skin, most of them prefer to use like powder foundations, just so their skin doesn't look as oily. As you can see here, I try to like kind of like dab it on there, and if you see any excess product, then you can go on with the beauty blender and remove that section off. So the second tip that she gives is figure out your skin's undertone, whether it's cool, warm, or neutral. Now mine is a neutral, and it mostly has to do with your ethnicity. So unlike the surface of your skin, which can alter due to external causes such as sun exposure, your undertone remains the same. and is largely dictated by ethnicity. So, right here, she stated that Caucasian Africans have a cool undertone, which is a red and pink. Now, Asians and Pacific Islanders, they mostly have a warm undertone, which is like a yellow peach. And that helps a lot when when figuring out your right foundation. So as you can see here, I am dabbing to make sure I don't have a lot of product on my face, because we are going for a daily natural look. So now that I'm done with my foundation, I go in with my concealer from e.l.f. And if you're a beginner, if you're barely learning how to put on makeup, I recommend starting off with drugstore products. One of my favorite drugstore brand or company would have to be e.l.f. products, just because they are super cheap, but they are very affordable. I mean, their quality is amazing. You do not have to go to Sephora, MAC, Ulta, and buy a concealer that's worth $30 when you can literally buy one that's $6 and has the same purpose. So right here, I am trying to hide my eye bags, and you just keep on dabbing. When it comes to using the beauty blender, you never do that. You never try to like brush it off. Don't never do that, because it's just gonna move the product around, and then you're gonna have a spot that's missing product. So when you're using the beauty blender, always make sure to dab it on there, just so the product sinks into the skin and it lasts longer. So now that we have our concealer on, we are gonna go in with our bronzer. If I can find, okay, it's right here. Bronzer, I use the NYX Cosmetics Wet n Wild bronzer. My favorite so far. And we are just gonna go in like that. We're just adding more color into our skin. And that is it.